Dan, the credit man Willis here, and we're talking about how to improve your credit score. And it's really a multi pronged approach, and there's three prongs here. The first prong is to build good credit. You can do this by making just on time monthly payments on the stuff you're doing now, especially that stuff that gets reported to the credit bureaus, because you need to have some positive payment history on your credit reports and a record of some time with positive payment history. Another little quick side tip is if you have a credit card, try and keep your monthly balance at about 30% of your total limit. So if you have a credit limit of $1,000, you'd want to keep a monthly balance of about $300. This will provide that $700 of available and unused credit. That's also called your utilization ratio. But having unused available credit is very important and should help your credit score improve. A lot of this stuff is kind of common sense. Make sure you're making your payments on time. And the other two prongs are removing bad credit and the derogatory information, and then also dealing with active debt. So let's first start with removing bad credit. This is the information that's on your credit reports. All three of the credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, have a file for you. So if you want to clean up one of the reports, go ahead and clean up the other two as well. You're going to have to send a dispute. You have to clean up each file is what I'm getting at. You can hire a professional to help you, or you can do it yourself with a dispute letter. Whatever the case is, you don't just have to live with bad credit for 7 years or longer. I guarantee it, you don't have to. There might be some things you're going to have to negotiate and some hoops you may have to jump through if you have a lot of damage to your credit. But if you have just some late payments, maybe a credit card that's charged off, some debt collections, you really don't have to live with it. And you're throwing money out the window just living with it. So please check out some other videos on my channel. Please look into that a little bit more here. And then the last prong here is dealing with active debt. This is like collection agencies that are calling you right now. And with these guys, you have all the laws that are passed to protect you. And the collection agencies don't follow the rules all the time. Not all collection agencies, but a lot of them. There's only certain times they can call you, and if you ask them to stop, and you have to do that through written letter and certified mail, then they have to stop contacting you by federal law, or else you can file a lawsuit and be awarded damages against them. The other thing, the very first step before you ever pay a collection agency, you always have to first validate the debt. And just on a side, there's a statute of limitations. There's only a legal time window for which you're legally responsible to repay most debts, with the exceptions of like student loans and a couple other things. But the majority of them, credit cards, utilities, whole bunch of stuff, you're only responsible for about 7 years. The validation, though, essentially makes collection agencies prove to you that that's your debt, and you'll also get a time window or a time reference of when that debt was originally created and how much time you have left. And the last thing about dealing with debt is be really, really careful, because sometimes just talking to collection agencies on the phone they'll see it and use it as a way to re-age your debt. So rather than it falling off your credit report after 7 years, which it's by law supposed to do, they will, quote, re-age your debt, and you'll have it on there for another 7 years. So 14 years in total, if not even longer. You really have to be careful with a lot of these people. I've never seen anything like it before, but it's every man for himself, and you had better do something to protect yourself and your rights, because often people will just go and pay collection agencies, and that won't do anything to fix your credit. The best result from that is the item on your credit report will change from an unpaid collection to a paid collection, which won't make much difference when it comes to your credit score. Unfortunately, I wish it wasn't that way, but there's a lot of ways to use this stuff to your advantage, especially if you start working intelligently with these things. And that might require and might be a good idea to get some affordable help. Don't ever pay for hourly credit repair help with a, quote, real attorney. You don't need that stuff. You just need to talk with somebody and have some help with somebody that's, one, familiar. It might help to have a credit repair law firm that charges you a reasonable monthly 50, $100 a month to just do all this stuff for you. That but you know what's best for you. Please check out some more videos. We're here to help in every way we can. Please have a terrific afternoon. This is Dan Willis. We're going to include a link to an article in the description below for some more about how to improve your credit score. While you're there, please visit and sign up for our free newsletter. We're currently giving away a free report, the 7 simple steps to clean your credit. Have a wonderful day and looking forward to talking to you again soon.